Welcome back, everyone, and thanks for being here. Thanks for starting off programming for this last full week before Christmas. It's the 14th day of December. Temperatures pretty much along with that for change. We are going to see either at or below daytime highs throughout your entire forecast period. There's some sun in there. There's some clouds. There's some snow and shower chances as well. And our peak looks to be in the, 40s at best throughout any time in your forecast. I think by the weekend we might see 48, 49 degrees briefly. I'll update your forecast in more detail in just a few moments. As I alluded to on Friday, some good news to share with you tonight. An honor very deservingly bestowed upon a McGoffin County man from the State Coalition of Family Resource Youth Service Centers after he was nominated by our local centers. We have that. We also have, of course, your COVID update for McGoffin County, for the state, the vaccines starting to roll out today. And all in all, that's a pretty good news scenario, even counting the data for today for the county and for the state. Still following that trend and hoping it continues. And in football scores, 1 and 2 Johnson County teams will not be in the championship on the football field at Kroger Field this Friday. For the first time in many, many years, we'll have that coming up in just a few seconds. Let's go ahead and begin with our COVID update. Actually, let's take a brief break, a really brief one, and we'll pick it up with our local and state COVID updates right after this.
Drive safe and save this winter at Conley Tire in Staffordsville, or just go to conleytire.net to see the latest specials on thousands of all-season snow and off-road tires in stock every day. And don't forget, tires, wheels, and lift kits make great Christmas gifts too, and you can take 6 months to pay with no interest at Conley Tire, 297-2424.
Hello, Bob Hutchison here for Hutch Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Have you been turned down or had a dealership make you feel unwelcome? Well, come on in to Hutch. We guarantee you'll be approved, and we can't wait to put you into the truck or car of your choice. Right now, you can get employee pricing on select Chrysler, Dodge, and Ram trucks. And remember, at Hutch, you're guaranteed to be approved.
Go with All Pro, and you'll always get a perfectly finished project backed by decades of experience and thousands of satisfied customers. Always with the best prices on everything from small to large remodels, bathrooms to kitchens to entire homes, or turnkey new construction on everything from garages, homes to retail space. And seamless gutters too. And All Pro still offers 0% financing for up to 18 months and long-term low interest rates on those big projects. For an estimate, call this family-owned business today. Nearly everything today is about being safe and well, and Parkway Pharmacy has 2 great ways to get your prescriptions quickly, safely, and conveniently. Simply pull up curbside and call and let them know you're there, or circle around the building and drive through. And just in, a fresh inventory of Atalo, premium CBD oil and cream products for managing pain, anxiety, depression, rest, digestion, and more. All at Parkway Pharmacy in Salyersville.
So let's start on the national level real quickly with some data that will lead into our state update for today. Today was a big day across the country. A very small number and a small portion of the first round of vaccines rolling out to frontline healthcare workers. Same day that we officially saw the death toll in the United States go over 300,000. We've lost over 300,000 Americans due to the coronavirus since the pandemic began, with, of course, today hopefully being the day that we'll start to see the beginning of the end. Right now, it's expected that might be sometime mid to late spring. The start of the biggest vaccination effort ever in the history of the United States began today. The next round soon, and right now it looks as though by the end of the month, about 20 million people should have received the COVID-19 vaccine. 300,000 deaths as of today in the nation, 1.6 around the globe. And even with the vaccines starting to roll out and starting to get into much more serious numbers very, very soon, experts are still saying it could be spring, mid to late spring, before we actually see real signs that the coronavirus is going to be, well, won't be a part of our daily lives as it has been. 55 of the first 145 distribution sites received their shipments earlier today. A handful of Kentucky's first 11 medical facilities received theirs today, and I'll have that information from the governor in just a few seconds. But the first rounds of those 3 million doses were said to have arrived in 145 distribution centers today across 50 states. Another 425 centers getting shipments tomorrow, and then another 66 or so on Wednesday of this week. And then Thursday of this week, the FDA is going to sit and more than likely what we expect issue emergency authorization to Moderna for their vaccine, immediately after which they will send out about 6 million doses to about 3,280 locations across the country. Today, frontline workers were among the first to receive those initial vaccines. While the governor says here in Kentucky it is one day ahead of where we had expected to be, calling it a modern medical miracle and the beginning of the end of the coronavirus.
One more thing to mention before we go on with the governor's data today, an update. 300,000 now and counting for deaths in the United States. Heart disease is the number one killer in the nation. 655,000 people every year die from heart disease. Cancer, 599,000 a year. Coronavirus is now the third leading, and has been for a long time, cause of death in the United States at 300,000. You have to go all the way down to 167,000 with with accidents, and then Alzheimer's at 122,000 to get to the next major category. So the significance of this, I dare think, should not fall lightly on anyone. Diabetes claims almost 90,000 lives a year. The flu, on a high year, 59,000. 300,000 people have died, and we still have a long way to go, vaccines or not. Now, going back to the governor, as he did say, the first part of those 12,500 initial vaccines were going out to a handful of the 11 hospitals across Kentucky that will get theirs. Pikeville Medical Center will be one. The next round, I think, tomorrow, along with a few Baptist Health and the UK Medical Center. Pikeville Medical Center, I believe, gets their 975 doses tomorrow, with the governor saying that by next week they also hope that long-term care centers will start to receive their first doses of the vaccine, and that looking towards the numbers, there are continued signs that the most recent aggressive steps taken by the state appear to be working.
Again, good day for the vaccines. We are seeing improvement in our overall numbers and our positivity rate. Again, wary of what that Thanksgiving impact may be, but now knowing that this whole thing, control of what seems like an uncontrollable virus, it's in our hands. If we're willing to do what it takes, sacrifice what it takes, knowing that that vaccine is out there, it's already being administered, it's coming. The end's in sight. It may be the end of spring, it may be the end of summer, but the end is in sight. Today's report reflects that, at least in terms of the overall case numbers. 1,802 new cases of the coronavirus. This is less cases than last week on Monday, which was less than the week before. Brings our total number of cases to 224,890. Positivity rate, 8.58%. Again, slightly up. We don't know enough to read anything into that yet, but we are going to watch it and watch it carefully.
There were also 17 deaths reported in the Commonwealth today. One, a 37-year-old woman. Another, a 67-year-old man from Lawrence County. And another 66-year-old man from elsewhere in Kentucky.
It's the most wonderful time of the year, and as always, Appalachian Wireless has the most unbelievable sale. Appalachian Wireless has made shopping for the holidays safe and more accommodating to meet the needs of our customers. The one-day sale of years past is now a rest of the year sale. Simply visit one of our 27 retail locations and get what you need through the end of the year, or reserve online to make an appointment for the phone you want, and we'll call you when it's ready. Happy holidays. We are you. We are Appalachian Wireless.
Hello, Bob Hutchison here for Hutch Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Have you been turned down or had a dealership make you feel unwelcome? Well, come on into Hutch. We guarantee you'll be approved, and we can't wait to put you into the truck or car of your choice. Right now, get employee pricing on Jeep Gladiator, Cherokee, Grand Cherokee, Renegade, and Compass. And remember, at Hutch, you're guaranteed to be approved.
Same 6 decades of experience, same undivided dedication and focus on winning your case. New location. The law offices of McFarland and Tinker are now located on Route 114 in the former McGoffin Farm Bureau location. Motor vehicle accidents, Social Security disability, SSI claims, wrongful death and workers' compensation and work injury cases. Call 349-9000. McFarland and Tinker.
The following data from the McGoffin County Health Department supports what is still an ongoing decline in local numbers and cases of the coronavirus. The number of cases today and over the course of the weekend do include a small child and infant, but in totality, those numbers are well below the peak that we had seen week before last and beyond that.
These numbers just in from the McGoffin County Health Department and our Public Health Director, Pete Shepard. First, before we take a look at today's cases, which you can clearly see are 4 for today, there were 9 new cases in McGoffin County reported on Saturday. There were 3 reported on Sunday, and then 4 reported today. Those are some of the lowest numbers that we have started off with in many, many weeks, hoping that that trend continues on throughout the rest of the pandemic and not just for the rest of this week. So in essence, we've got 16 cases over the course of 3 days, about a 5.23 average thus far, when at our peak we were seeing about 12 and a half cases per day. Last week that number was down to about a little over 8, and right now we're starting off at about 5, close between 5 and a half. That's a good sign. Total cases for McGoffin County are 710. We have 58 individuals in isolation, still 7 currently hospitalized, and we are still, says the health department, trying to get confirmation from the state on an actual or factual number of deaths. Still, that number is officially standing at 6 for McGoffin County, where it has been, but we well know that that number is, of course, behind the actual number of deaths, which we hope to be able to update sometime soon.
In neighboring Johnson County, no new cases to report Saturday or Sunday. Now, they had 20 cases on Friday to report that put them right at 1,097. 7 people from Johnson County still hospitalized, but 0 cases to report Saturday and Sunday, and that's not happened in a long, long while. Floyd County, though, not so much. 51 cases on Friday, 22 in the hospital. Saturday, 13 cases. I don't have yesterday's or today's numbers for neighboring Floyd County. Let's take a quick look at what's happening on tonight's community calendar. A couple of important announcements to begin it with.
First, it's going to be a big and busy week at the McGoffin County Seniors Citizen Center, and they need volunteers. What a great thing to do and spend a little time towards this holiday season than our Senior Citizen Center. Thursday this week is Commodity Day, and it's also their Christmas dinner too. Ham, sweet potatoes, and green beans. They need volunteers this Thursday. If you can help, call Marlene, 349-5152, bright and early in the morning. Let her know that you can help, that you're going to be there, and what you can do to help with them having a wonderful Christmas season. And the Water into Wine Food Pantry distributing this Wednesday, 9 till 11:30. And the Thursday distribution for our seniors will be 12:30 till 3. They want to thank everyone for being such a big part of the Water into Wine Food Pantry. And they ask you that if you can, on Wednesday, please be in the parking lot by 11:15. And if you've got something you want added to our community calendar, this is how you do it. If you want birthdays, birth announcements, and anniversaries printed in the Independent, well, that's the email at the bottom of your screen, Joe at SayersvilleIndependent.com. All announcements of that like, free and no charge. Just happy to do it. Happy to include them on the program and in the Independent. Nightly obituaries brought to you by the McGoffin County Funeral Home. And tonight we have services which have been announced for 72-year-old Lloyd Henry Robinson of Floyd County, who passed away Friday. Survived by daughters Tara Lynn Reed of Prestonsburg and Amanda Danielle Robinson of Missouri, brother Ellis Robinson of Indiana, and a sister Peggy Robinson Howard of Prestonsburg, as well as 4 grandkids. Funeral services for Lloyd will be held this Thursday at 1 from the Lakeville Baptist Church. Burial will follow in the Hoot Shepherd Cemetery at Doyle, Kentucky. Friends can visit the church after 6 on Wednesday and any time prior to Thursday's services. And 59-year-old Flora Gibson of Hager Hill passed away Sunday at her home. Arrangements incomplete at this hour, but to be announced soon by the McGoffin County Funeral Home.
My last headline for this evening, our top story for tonight, will be our last one because we're going to go out on some good news tonight. Not so much with your forecast, so we'll replace that with a really good story tonight, and that will be our last report. Before that, though, football scores and your forecast. Football scores that sadly don't have the Johnson Central Golden Eagles in a state championship for the first time in a long time.
It would be Franklin County who would end a 25-game win streak for Johnson Central, the reigning state champions who went 15-0 last year, Johnson Central, who have been in the state championship every year since 2015, with 3 of those years being at least 2 of those years being state champions. Final score, 12, Franklin County 20 for Johnson Central. They will wrap up this year 10-1, 7-1, and 6-0 on their season. Of course, a season which has been shortened like everyone else's due to the coronavirus. Franklin County going on to play in the state championship. That'll be game 2 on Friday. Game 1 will be Paintsville and the Tigers against Kentucky Country Day after the Tigers took out Newport Catholic Central at home 21-7 this past Friday night. So the other across-town team from Johnson County and the Paintsville Tigers headed to Kroger Field for the state championship in 1A football. They will play Friday morning on Kroger Field at 11 a.m. Again, the Tigers going back to the state championship, this time taking on Kentucky Country Day. Kentucky Country Day right now a 10-1 team. Paintsville 9-2 going into Friday's championship.
And like I said at the top of the program, the peak for your forecast, temperature-wise at least, will come this weekend with the upper 40s Saturday, maybe again on Sunday. But with that, we will see some shower and some snow chances dotted throughout the next 7 days due to not one but a couple of different fronts and systems that will kind of keep us on our toes.
Nothing too dramatic tonight. 25 degrees for your low. Another cold one. Partly cloudy skies. Nothing more than a light and variable wind to wind down your Monday. We're going to see some more sun tomorrow. That's a good thing. We're only going to see about 40 degrees from our 4-hour daytime high. So definitely cold, 40, and sunny, though, with a little east-northeasterly wind, maybe 3 to 5 miles per hour. Our next round of precip starts late tomorrow night and into your Wednesday, when tomorrow night snow is likely, but we're talking about less than a half an inch possible, and I would say closer to being 0 than a half an inch of snowfall expected. But we're talking mainly after 5 a.m. Technically into your Wednesday morning when we see snow. We might even see some snow and freezing rain in the morning on Wednesday as we get back to the low 40s for daytime highs. Keep that in mind. Again, accumulation of snow less than a half inch possible Tuesday night into your Wednesday. Wednesday, we'll see clouds. We'll see those snow and shower chances. Thursday, that front takes us back down to 38 degrees for daytime highs and just cloudy. Cloudy to mostly cloudy Thursday, start to finish. Just cloudy, 38 degrees, nighttime lows around 26. The sun makes a brief return, pops back out on your Friday. With that, we'll see low 40s, back up to about 43, partly cloudy. Friday's a dry one. Saturday not. Saturday, and for your weekend, partly sunny Saturday and warmer still at 49 degrees. That's the peak of the 7-day, but with that, a 30% chance of some rain. Saturday, maybe changing over to some flakes with no accumulation expected. Saturday night, holding on to the upper 40s Sunday and still a 30% chance of some rain and snow, and low 40s around 43 this time next week with a little sun. There is never a good time for a breakdown. They will happen, and your car at some point is going to need some repairs and maintenance. And Black Smoke Performance is open and here with professional, fast, safe service. And they now have certified full air conditioning, diagnostics, and repair to keep you cool in whatever you drive. Black Smoke Performance, 349-8785. The votes are in and it's unanimous. The Homestyle Bowl is back for a limited time at your Sayersville Lee's famous recipe. Savory chicken strips, kernel corn, cheddar cheese, our famous gravy, all on a bed of beautiful mashed potatoes. It's a meal or a side, and it's for a limited time at your Sayersville Lee's. It's the 25 Days Till Christmas sale at the Seasonal Shop, where every day you'll get 25% off of a special brand or a style or an item. And every day through Christmas, you can get 20% off Christmas shirts, 30% off everything else Christmas, personalized ornaments with free personalization, and gifts for absolutely everyone on your list. With local delivery and curbside pickup, 'tis the season at the Seasonal Shop in downtown Sayersville. Know that life cannot come to a complete standstill because of the pandemic, but we can make sure that you can continue to bank safely and securely by calling either branch of the Sayersville National Bank to schedule any in-lobby services, or by using either of our drive-thrus. Mondays through Fridays, the main drive-thru is open from 8 until 3, and the branch drive-thru is open from 8 until 5, and the branch drive-thru is also open on weekends, Saturdays 8 until noon, with ATMs available 24/7 at both locations. Or by taking advantage of our completely free 24-hour internet banking and bill pay, banking by phone, remote deposit, automatic payment services, and more. Sayersville National Bank, always making your banking easier and safer.
Now for a little feel-good story, a very deserving story for a McGoffin County man. And I think if you were to ask the question of who would be the best recipient of this, I think it would have been an automatic and almost instantaneous answer from nearly everyone who knows him and his efforts, and most everyone in McGoffin County does. Our Family Resource Youth Service Centers work very hard to meet and identify and then alleviate any kind of barriers that kids may have between them and a good education, economically, socially, educationally, and in doing so, they themselves, our centers, run into their own barriers, funding and resources, most always at the top of our Family Resource Youth Service Center lists. And often, for years, in small towns like Sayersville and counties of McGoffin, businesses, community partners, individuals come to help our youth service centers. And really, that's a scenario all over Kentucky, largely as well. They continue to help our kids. So much that the State Family Resource Youth Service Center Coalition gives out an award each year. They call it Bridges Over Barriers, to help those most outstanding across our state each year, to recognize those most outstanding across our state each year. And this year, McGoffin County had an easy choice in making a nomination for this distinguished honor, as did the state, I would say as well, in making its selection.
This year, we were lucky enough to have somebody worthy to be nominated in our county, and we were pleased and honored to do so. We sent in a submission and nominated Paul Montgomery for that award, and he received the recognition and the award. They normally have a nice big ceremony during our Fall Institute conference where we would have invited him, and he would have been very unhappy because he doesn't like the recognition that he so deserves. But they didn't get to do that this year, so it was awarded virtually during our conference. In McGoffin County, we all know, we are a small county. We have very limited resources, and when we go to meetings and trainings, we hear all kinds of things about what other people are doing and what kind of resources they have, and their corporations that are donating and all the things that they get, and we just sit there like, oh, okay, well, yay for you, we don't have that. What we do have, though, is a sense of community. We have people here that care. We have people here that love one another and are compassionate. And when we get donations to help out a family in need or a child in need, a student that we know needs something, when we meet those needs and we don't automatically have the resources available, we have people we can go to. Like I said, we don't have a corporation that's doing a tax write-off to help us out. We have individuals and organizations that are doing it because they know a child down the road they see out playing sometimes. They know that child needs some help. And they may see them at church, that they come and get off the school, the church bus and come to Sunday school, but they didn't have a coat. Not once, where it might have been an accident, but every week they don't have a coat. And so we do have some very good organizations, our Masons, Kiwanis, we have lots, and I don't want to name them, I certainly will leave somebody out. But the only individual, not only, but the most outstanding, the forerunner is Paul Montgomery, because it does not matter what we need. If we call him, and some of you have, Keith with the fans, us with clothes, shoes, whatever the need is, he has made the statement before, well, you all just let me know what they need. You all know who needs it. I'll take care of it. And the amazing thing about that is he doesn't just hand out money. He is so well known in our area and trusted in our area that he can say, hey, I know of a need, and people will gladly help him out because they know he's trustworthy, and he's going to see that whatever happens goes to who needs it. And so he is one of our greatest resources. Like I said, we don't have big companies we can go to. We have some organizations, we have some churches, and we have Gumby.
How many times, y'all, have we found ourselves at our desks or at home at night wondering, how in the world am I going to help this family? Or how am I going to pull this year's coat drive off? This year's individual best partner has the answer. He's been known to say, you all know who needs what, I just want to help them get it. Mr. Paul Montgomery of McGuffin County has been a bridge over many barriers for the coordinators of McGuffin County, and the answer to several prayers. Coordinators remark that when he learns of a need, he sets out to meet it and is overwhelmingly successful in his endeavors. Mr. Montgomery has initiated yearly events for individuals with special needs and helped establish a local Special Olympics charter. Since March, he has spent several weeks riding school buses to deliver meals, then raised funds to support the purchase of 172 pairs of school shoes for McGuffin County students to start school. Currently, he is working on the annual Coats for Kids event, which will allow 100 students to receive winter coats, boots, and warm clothing. Please join me in congratulating the 2020 Bridges Over Barriers Best Partner Individual Award winner, Mr. Paul Montgomery.
Over the last 20 years that I've been involved as a school administrator, 20-some years I guess now, Paul is one of those gentlemen that anytime you call him or anytime the need arises, he not only do you have to call him, sometimes he just shows up and volunteers. As far as individuals that's had a greater impact, he's one of the tops in the area. And not just for one particular school, it's just for the county. And he's done a wide range of things, from individual donations to companies that he's worked for in the past have donated to our system. But he goes out and he secures these items. He's not only does he secure funding, but he'll actually take part in going and picking these items up, bringing them back to the schools. He's involved in the coat drive, the shoe drive, bicycles for attendance, and food pantries, providing, helping deliver meals, and like they said, and this to go around with the fans and things of that nature. So he's pretty open to anything that he can to help us with. And one of the things that I was proud of that is he started the Special Olympics organization here, and we have that little summer thing that we've had in the past at this school for our students locally to be able to have a day to honor them, and I was very proud to be a part of that with Mr. Montgomery. He's an exceptional person. He doesn't want a lot of recognition, but we need to give it to him now.
And Helton is certainly right on all counts, including the fact that perhaps the hardest part, and this is a lot of hard work over a lot of years that Gumby has put into helping our Family Resource Youth Service Centers and so many other organizations, a lot of hard work. But perhaps the hardest part of that is accepting the recognition that he is so deserving of. So I only asked him for just about 10 seconds.
Oh, I'm very much appreciative of it. What I do comes, I do from the heart, and I don't do for recognition. It's just, it's an honor, and I really appreciate the time and effort the girls done to make this happen.
Very well deserved. Good job done, Gumby. We know and appreciate all the hard work you do, and we know the reason you're doing it. Just keep it up. With that said, good night. Thank you for watching. See you back here tomorrow.